Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for this Monday, July 10th. A look at our impact map for today. We have quite a variety. We have still some thunderstorms, mostly on the wetter side now across parts of southern and eastern Utah, but some drier storms expected this afternoon across northwestern Utah, and in that even drier push of air, there'll be some increasing winds, probably gusting up to 35 miles per hour across a good portion of northern Nevada, far southern Idaho, where we do have existing large fire activity already. So a lot of this wind is going to be very critical, not just for new fire starts and growth, but for existing fires as well. Direction will be primarily southwest and westerly. A look at activity in the past 24 hours. Lightning activity on the right-hand side, quite a bit across the eastern half of Nevada, stretching into Idaho and Utah. Much of this in the higher terrain was quite wet. We have some missing precipitation amounts through here, but otherwise we had some lighter amounts as you head across parts of interior Nevada. So we'll see what happens with this lightning activity for the day today, but we do expect to see drier air and wind where we did have some of this lightning yesterday. So in these lightning prone areas here that we see with those winds that we'll forecast in a minute here, we'll show you, this will be a big area of concern. Looking at large fire activity, new fires in the red, existing large fires in the open yellow circles. You see a lot of these open yellow circles through here. These are large fires, over 20 to count. So a lot of them do have type 1, type 2, and type 3 teams on them. Precipitation, the past 7 days, not that much in Nevada, just trace amounts. We did have significantly more in the last 14 days if you look across the area, but still not a lot of precipitation in the last 2 weeks. So a lot of this lightning activity is causing new fire starts. A look at our fuel conditions. ERCs continue to be very high to near record levels across especially parts of central and southern Utah into southeastern Nevada. Starting to dry out across northern areas as well. You don't see as much green on the map. Even some 80th to 90th percentiles popping up in the higher terrain of Idaho. They're starting to dry out there as well. And for our finer fuels, the 10-hour fuel moisture shows that the pink and especially the red indicates where we are critically dry. 10-hour fuels of only 3 to 4% where you see this reddish color. A bit of moderation through here with some of the higher humidity and some of the low-end wetting rains of recent thunderstorms. Want to also remind everyone we have issued a Fuels and Fire Behavior Advisory, which can be found at the National NIC page under their fuel section with a narrative write-up as well. But in essence, these shaded areas through here reflecting a very dense grass crop across parts of northern Nevada, which has since cured out. Near record ERCs across eastern and southern Utah, where they have not seen the effects of the monsoon to diminish those ERCs just yet, and a combination of those ERCs and a healthy grass crop where you see this purple shading through here. So keep that in mind. Okay, here's a look at our satellite imagery with upper level map superimposed. The Four Corners High has now shifted off to the east, being pushed out by this trough of low pressure coming in from the Pacific Northwest. This trough is enhancing, well, it's bringing in drier air, but it's also enhancing the southwest wind flow across northern Nevada today. That's going to be problematic for a lot of our fire activity. It's going to push that thunderstorm activity into southern Nevada, or at least southeastern Nevada, Arizona Strip, much of Utah. Drier air and breezy conditions will be the rule here. Down here, Hurricane Eugene, we'll have to watch its tropical moisture as it comes up, especially later in the week if any remnants of it get swept back into our area. So here's a look at our upper level map for today. A trough of low pressure pushing out of the Pacific Northwest will flatten that Four Corners high pressure ridge, shift it further to the east. You see the residual moisture across our eastern areas. This is where we could have showers and thunderstorms on the wetter side. In this area of black through here, enough moisture to produce thunderstorms, not quite enough to have significant rain reaching the ground. That'll be our big area of concern. It's where we have high risk for lightning here in the red. And also with this trough and this drier push of air you see here in the tannish shade, that is the call for high risk for winds out of the west, southwest, 25 to 35 mile an hour gusts as we go through the afternoon hours. We can look at some of those variables. Here are the winds, a stronger belt of winds through here in the green to orange shades show those 25 to 35 mile an hour gusts, lighter to the east. These colors here are outflow boundaries from thunderstorms. Keep advised that especially in Utah, you will have outflows from some of these thunderstorms. Here is where precipitation is expected. So again, starting to shift more towards Utah. It'll be this area through here where we could see some drier storms pushing on in. On Tuesday, moisture continues just to get pushed further to the east. We have dry air pushing in. No high risk, but we're starting to dry out from west to east across the area, moistening up across southeastern Utah and the Arizona Strip, where they've had several days of clouds, high humidity, and occasional light wetting rains. On Tuesday, the winds lighter, but still moderate, maybe 12 to 22 miles an hour here across northern areas. These enhanced colors again indicate outflow boundaries from thunderstorms. Here's where they are, but they'll be on the wetter side across these southern areas. And then on Wednesday, not much change. Still a trough of low pressure, drier air punching in, no high risk. Moisture still continues to thin out a little bit, so no major concerns through there. But we will see some winds again, moderate, maybe gusts near 20 or so across northern Nevada, where we do have existing fires. So some leftover thunderstorm activity in central and southeastern Utah. On the humidity chart, notice that the humidities get down in the single digits to low teens, especially across western Nevada. Again, where fire activity is ongoing, those breezy conditions with lower humidities will be a problem. Higher humidity as you head further to the east and to the north. Precipitation over the next 3 days. Most of it will be confined to Utah and the Arizona Strip as everything shifts to the east. And then going further down the road on Thursday, high pressure ridge, large one, still here, starting to tap some more subtropical moisture. No high risk for us yet. This is up in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon. On Friday, high pressure still rotating some moisture back in. We don't see that dry air anymore. Winds will probably be fairly light. We'll be watching how these thunderstorms rotate around the high and start coming back from the south. So we'll have to watch that as our next weather feature. This is next Saturday. Again, there is some high risk for thunderstorms in Oregon, but as these storms move into the higher terrain of Idaho, they'll probably get wetter, and also fuels up in the higher terrain, they're not quite as dry. So we'll see how that goes. But by the end of the period, we could have enough moisture to bring some isolated storms through here. If this appears more certain, we see little shades of grayish-green, we may have to consider going with a high risk for lightning again as we go into the upcoming weekend. Still a little too early to make that call. Precipitation over the next 7 days. You can see heaviest to the east. And the 8 to 14 day outlook shows that monsoonal moisture expected here with that above normal green area, above normal temperatures here as well. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.